There we go. Okay, this is
Star shall
Hashashin.
lead us all to paradise.
This is another one of the class in video.
We stand guard against the darkness.
I haven't played this one at all. It's
Till the
relatively
day we
new.
breathe our last. Hear me, for I am the curved blade of art. The master who shall unleash his raging winds and sands.
I love the way that looks. New class. Hashashin. Pre-create a Hashashin and get rewards. What? Where's the freaking... Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah, I love that. I love that. The tornadoes, that's sick. The sand tornadoes are freaking legit, dude. Big fan of that. And that, absolutely. Not a fan of the effects. Needs more color. Okay. I mean, I don't think everybody needs to have color, though. I don't think everybody needs to be colorful. I hear what you're saying. Could they have varied things more? Yeah, sure. Absolutely, but I don't know. It doesn't seem very fluid to you, Spence? Yeah, I just think it looks cool. But again, I mean, you never really know, right? Until you kind of like, you know, try it out. So this is the Awakening, Hashashin Awakening. That looks a lot more fluid. Yeah. But it's kind of like what you said earlier, right? About like you need to allow the games to you need to allow the games to do their thing, I guess you could say, right? You need to wait for the Awakening to come out. That's what I'm trying to say. Before you make your decision on a class, because the Awakening can completely change the way that a class plays. Like the Guardian, for instance, you said that it picks up a lot in the Awakening. I like that a lot. I would like to see a Centaur. I would love to see a Centaur race. Like playable character, a Centaur. Oh, that would be amazing. You know, it bothers me that they haven't done anything like that. I mean, they have all these races in the game, right? So they could totally do something like that. You know? I would love that. The one thing about Black Desert Online is, I will say this, of any MMO that I've ever played, Black Desert Online seems like it has the greatest potential for longevity. You know, if they can, you know, make some necessary, in my opinion, very necessary changes in the development of the game, you know, when it especially as it pertains to PVE group play. They need to incentivize group play. We'll get into that in a second. I have another couple videos I want you guys to watch. Okay? It's and hopefully, Mesril, you're still there, because you're going to want to watch these. Yeah, it does look cool. I like the music too. I will say this, the music in this game really changed for the better since I've stopped playing it and I just came back recently. The music has really changed for the better. The opening song that in a start screen is just absolutely amazing. That piece is just so good. It really is. So so that is the Hashashin Awakening. Let me look at the Guardian Awakening real quick. Okay. This is the Guardian Awakening. The female character I was playing earlier. Except for in the Awakening, it's a two-handed axe instead of an axe and a shield, right? Okay, she's faster. I love that liquid, the fire, the molten fire that's coming out. Like, that's something, like I'm telling you, when we were watching the stuff from Lost Ark earlier, guys, this is something that's missing in Lost Ark. And granted, I get it, it's alpha, yada, 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 I get it. But still, you know, if they were going to have things like that, you would think that it would have been in there, you know? Like that one enemy who got splattered into a bunch of pieces in the trailer, like that. But it should be with a lot of different freaking classes, right? Yeah, this looks great. I love the gap closers. I'm a big fan of gap closers, especially in grinders, because you're trying to get from one path to the next as quick as possible. So having those gap closers is really nice. But again, I haven't really played much about this path. I just started it today, and now I'm really into the Sage. So I'm probably going to be, you know, I need to find something to stick with though, so I can, you know, make tracks. So that's the Guardian. Okay. Now, one of the issues that I think that this game seriously faces, is a lack of group content. Okay. So that's why I want to go over these couple videos and this announcement. I just heard about this. It's called Atoraxxion or something like that. It's a dungeon that some kind of group content that they're coming out for the game. I don't know if it's like, if you would call it a dungeon, if you call it a raid, what you would call it. I don't think you'd call it a raid because it's only 5 people, if I'm not mistaken. But this is I don't know if this is the announcement trailer, or, you know, if they announced it a while ago and this is finally the trailer for it. I don't really know. But I will say that this is something that Black Desert has been missing since day one, is group content, good group content. It's what I feel has kept the masses from this game. You know, yes, the life skills are fun. The world is literally second to none. The combat is the best in the industry. They have so much going for them. Just, it is an MMO without reason to be an MMO, because there's no reason to play with other people if you don't do PvP, right? So let's check this out. In the distant age of the ancient civilization, when the dark shadow of destruction loomed over their glorious prosperity, a scholar built a magnificent stronghold to fend off an unknown threat. And then time flows on the what? Stop that. Time flows onto the Elonian year 286. Elionian year. Isn't Elion the religion, if I'm not mistaken, or is that something else? I think that's religion, right? 286. Atoraxxion, the Last Stronghold. Okay, this character, this NPC is somebody that you see right when you get into the game. She is the first face that you see. So I just started paying attention to the storyline today on the new character I created. I am going to, from here on out, the entire way, because I'm caught up with my sage to where I got this morning with my guardian. I am going to stay on the storyline. I'm going to read every single storyline quest the entire game because I really want to know this story. I really do.
The Last Stronghold, Atoraxxion.
Okay, Atoraxxion.
The pinnacle of ancient technology. The power of the once mighty ancients is now mine. Soon, I shall cover the heavens bearing the black sun in an all-consuming darkness.
So she's a baddie. Okay. Reminds me of a little bit of the, you know, the robots in Elder Scrolls, in Elder Scrolls games. Reminds me a little bit of that. Not my favorite, I don't know, motif, I guess, if you will. Theme.
Your
Enemy
efforts
type.
are but in vain. Simply accept what fate has in store.
Let me lower a little bit. Seems like it's loud. Okay, Sage. Okay, so this is group content. One thing for those of you guys watching who may not know, the combat in Black Desert Online is not the Holy Trinity. Although there is, like, they do have the freaking mage, or the witch, wizard has healing abilities, but for the most part, you have to keep yourself alive, right? To the way it used to be when I used to play. Again, I just started playing a few days ago again. So forgive my ignorance and please clarify if I say anything wrong, okay? Shy has a heal as well. Okay, okay.
Behold.
And she does have, Shy also has buffs, right? Okay, and buffs that heal. Okay, good. Yeah, she's a support.
My plans shall be fulfilled here in Atoraxxion.
Look at this. Let's go back.
Here
Let's see what this looks like. Okay, stop. Okay. Look at the size of this place. This place is massive. She takes care of the party. Well, that's good. I'm sure that they'll be desirable for this. Hopefully, we'll see.
Behold,
Look at the size of this place.
my
Look at
plans
this.
shall be fulfilled.
So it
here
looks like
in
they have multiple levels. It looks like there's different levels or different, what would you call them? Biomes is what a lot of different games call their, you know, different sceneries. Biomes.
Atoraxxion. Come find me,
I would love to.
for I await you at the edge of the world.
The Last Stronghold, Atoraxxion. Okay, that looks interesting to me. It didn't really show you that much, but it does look interesting. Now there is a dev documentary that was also released a while ago. Again, I didn't get a chance to really, I didn't hear about this until recently. So forgive me, I just got back into video. So I also want to watch this with you guys too. Now this is a dev commentary about Atoraxxion and everything like that. Is it going to be in Korean? Okay, so I'll be reading this. I'll keep the volume low when they're talking, and I will go ahead and be reading the subtitles through this. But one thing I wish that they would have done, honestly, is instead of announcing one dungeon, I wish that they would have taken their time and announced like dungeons plural, and released at least like 5. Because if this is like their idea of bringing PVE into the game and they're going to release this, I promise you, the community is going to be excited. People will come back for this, but they will completely go through the dungeon and exhaust it within a couple of months. People will be ready for something else. So that's why I wish that they would have just taken time, and done a lot of group content and released it at once. But let's get into this dev diary and or dev commentary rather, and about the co-op dungeon, Atoraxxion. Okay. Yeah, it looks nice and big. Okay, there's the dev commentary.
여러분 안녕하세요. 저는
Hello
검은
everyone.
사막을 개발하고
I am the Black Desert game design development head. His name is Jisok Zhang. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he's a game design director.
있는 검은 사막 스튜디오 게임 디자인실 실장 장재석입니다. 지난 3월에 세이지
It's been a while
개발자
since the
영상
last
이후
time I got
이렇게
to
오랜만에
greet you
다시
all. In the Sage Dev commentary we presented back in March. Let me lower this a little bit more, guys. Give me a second here.
인사를 드리게 되었는데요.
Yeah, it's better.
저희 검은 사막을
I hope all the
즐겨주신 모든
adventures in
분들이, 반가워해 주셨으면
Black Desert
좋겠습니다.
are glad to see me again.
오늘처럼 전달해 드리고
So
싶은
today we have
저희
something
개발자
new
이야기가
to
있을
present to you.
때에는 이렇게 종종 나타나서
I will make an
흥미로운
effort to
정보를 드리기
give
위해
you
노력하겠습니다.
give you
오늘은
interesting
이제부터
news of the timers. I don't know. He's speaking really quickly. They'd like to talk about the upcoming update. Okay. The new dungeon Atoraxxion, obviously.
작년
Okay.
겨울에 한번 언급하긴 했었는데
Okay, so they mentioned it last winter. Okay, it's their first attempt, he's saying, at creating a co-op dungeon. 5 adventurers will be on this challenge. Okay, adventurers will face weapons and their unique features, varieties of ancient weapons and their unique features, and will need to constantly adapt and strategize to get through the dungeon alive. The most important factor while creating Atoraxxion was to create a fun new experience, right? That goes beyond defeating monsters and getting rewards. And that's really what PVE is about, right? It's about coming up with different content that you do, like the main content that you do. What they're talking about right now ideally should be the main thing, right? It's how you build up your character. It's how you make your character strong, you know, and then you use that strength and that power and do all the other things in the game, and it's all wraps up into one really nice tight bow. This is the part of the game that's been missing. It's like part of the soul of the game that's been missing this whole time. So I'm really glad they're doing this. From this perspective, we started with the art and the concept to really give off the feel that Atoraxxion was where the ancient weapons were manufactured. There's a device that controls it, which is compared to a PC, like its CPU, okay?
이를 중심으로
Alright.
공간 곳곳에 장치와
With this center
장치가
device linked
회로를
together by
연결돼 고대
circuitry
병기들이
build.
생산됩니다. 공중을 보면 고대 병기가 들어있는 큐브가 거대한 레일을 따라 운반되는 과정도 확인할
Okay,
수
none of this is
있을
really
것입니다. 여기에 기믹 요소들도 많이 추가하였는데요. 몬스터의 공략
okay. New mechanics. There's new mechanics added. Not only must adventurers consider tactics
아니라
against monsters,
모험가분들끼리
you'll also need to
협력을
work
필요로
together
하는 일종의 퍼즐
to tackle the various puzzles scattered across the map. Okay. All right. I like
요소들이
this.
다양하게 배치가 되어 있고
See, this is true group content, right? Because a lot of these puzzles, they look like you can't do these puzzles solo. There's 4 different pillars there, and there is an orb in the center. Okay, 5 players, 5 different things to control. Okay, that's what we've been waiting for. Okay, and they say to do this, they do this to gain knowledge and other objectives. The only thing is everyone rushes through the dungeon. Well, you can't really rush through dungeons that have obstacles, puzzles, and things like
지식
that.
등을 얻을 수 있도록 하여 자연스럽게 플레이에
We put a
몰입감을
lot of
높이기
effort
위해서
into making this
노력하였습니다.
experience
전투
immersive.
쪽으로는 최대한 공략에
As for
따라
combat,
협력할 수 있는 구조로
made in a way where adventurers will need to focus mostly on
방향을
cooperation.
잡았습니다. 다만 일반 고대
Okay, however, starting from the section where you will face regular
상대하는
ancient
구간부터
weapons,
공략 요소가 너무
it might start
강하면
becoming too
스트레스가
stressful.
클 것 같아 너무 과하게
Okay,
설정하지는
so we made
않았는데요.
sure it is not
다만
too
우두머리
extreme.
몬스터의
However,
경우에는
for
별도의
boss
인스턴스
monsters, we have
공간을
prepared a
구현하여
separate section for
정말
them.
공략과
This place was created so that you can truly focus on tactics. All right.
협동에만 집중할 수 있도록 구성하였습니다. 아토락시온은 크게
Atoraxxion
사막,
is largely split into what? 4 different
크게
themes.
사막,
Okay.
해저,
Desert, ocean depths, canyon, and forest. Whoa, ocean depth? So is there going to be underwater content in this? That's pretty interesting. So I'm kind of wondering if it's taking you through these different biomes, is it some sort of a thing where you're going through time in the dungeon? Are you going through different, maybe you're going through different realities, possibly? I mean, I don't know. And you're saying at least in WoW, there's a couple dungeons with puzzles, but people memorize how to do the puzzle and boom, it gets done in 4 seconds. I mean, we'll have to see. There's, you know.
협곡 10까지 4개의 테마를 지니고 각 테마마다 매우 넓은
Each time
배경으로
has
제작이
huge
되었는데요.
backgrounds being created for them. Oh, each theme has huge backgrounds being created for them. I really like this backdrop right here. I think this looks great.
현재는 사막과 해저에
Right now, we
집중하고
are focused on the desert and the ocean depths.
우선
Please
사막
show us
테마의
that. The
업데이트를
desert theme will
시작으로
be released
순차적으로
first.
해저
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. The desert theme will be released first? The ocean depths theme will be the next to be released. Okay, I'm confused. This is a whole new take on dungeons then. So they're releasing this dungeon in pieces. Okay.
테마가 추가될 예정입니다. 아마 추가될 때마다
The
공략과
difficulty
난이도는
will
점점 더 올라갈
increase
예정인
with
점
each theme's
참고
release.
부탁드립니다.
Okay, so it gives you time to go through things. I know you guys are watching this saying, oh, will you stop pausing the film? Yada, yada. Well, that's kind of, you know, the whole thing about going through a video is you pause it a lot. You talk about it. Then you have SL where they put a puzzle in a timed event that pisses everyone off, you know. Finally, difficulty
마지막으로
levels.
난이도의 경우 더 많은 분들이
For more
즐기실
adventures
수
to
있도록
enjoy the
엘비아
dungeon,
서버에서
those
입장하면
encountering the
상위
Elvia servers. Oh, I mean, they mean Olvia, not Elvia. Olvia servers will face a higher difficulty. Those entering the Olvia servers will face a higher difficulty.
일반 서버에서
Okay,
입장하면
while those entering a
일반
normal
던전으로
server
난이도를
will get normal
분리하였습니다.
difficulty. That's
상위는
dividing
280
the dividing the difficulty levels. Okay.
상위는
The higher difficulty requires AP 280, DP 340. That's a lot, guys. That is a lot. Okay. I mean, for me, I'm a new player, right? I just brand new account, brand new everything like 4 days ago. I played the game before, but my account got deleted because I took too long to get it back. Yeah, that's the one in Ardenweld, right? You said the one dungeon I remember doing it and I didn't have to know someone, just automatically did it. Yeah. Elvia is a harder server. Oh, Elvia is a harder server? I thought they meant Olvia. Okay, so there's a server called Elvia then. Oh, okay. I didn't know that that was a thing. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. We got to talk about that later. You got to tell me all about that, Spence, okay?
280방, 340방 정도로 세팅이 돼 있고
Okay,
일반은
283. While the normal, okay, there we go. While the normal difficulty can be cleared with Narchilian gear. Narkilin, however you pronounce it.
나르실란 장비나 시즌
I'm
토벌라
thinking
장비를
Narkilin.
착용하실
Or the
분들도
season
조금만 더
Tovlar,
노력하면 도전할 수
whatever.
있도록
By putting in that little extra effort
250방,
to reach
300방 정도로
AP
설계하였습니다.
250, DP
참고로
300.
콘솔의 경우에는
As for console players, we have
성장치를
considered their
고려하여
progression,
우선 일반 던전만
and it will be
오픈될
only
예정입니다.
releasing normal difficulty.
아토락시온은 과거의 세이지
Okay. Atraxion is a grand
시온은
structure
과거의 세이지
built by the sage of the past, Rux Mahadekia.
데키아가 세운 고대 건축물입니다. 로크스는 자신의
Using
관측 기계로
his
확정형의 침유를
observation, something
발견하고
was discovered. The
사람들에게
blacks. Oh my
경고를
god, I
했는데요.
can't keep up with this, guys.
성효를 누리던
And I'm
고대
tired
왕국의
of
시민들은 그를
pausing all the
철저히
time. So I'm just gonna
무시하더니
read. I'm just gonna read the stuff where they talk about the dungeon and new stuff in the dungeon. So I only have to keep pausing it every 2 seconds, okay? Because it's really hard for me to keep up.
성죄로 감옥에 가두기까지 합니다. 그래서 그는 혼자만의 싸움을 시작하기로 결심하고
Okay, so this is just the story of the
결정병기
dungeon.
생산 기지이자 방어 요새 아토락시온을 건설하게 되죠. 그는 이곳에 병기 생산 설비를
equipment to
갖추는 한편
manufacture his
전투 기능을
weapons.
실험하기 위해
facilitate
다양한
testing and
환경을 요새 내부에 재현해 놓습니다. 흑정령과의 전투는 미지 그 자체였기에 어떤 변수에도 대응할 수 있도록 만반의 준비를
I think I heard
갖췄던
something
대응할 수
there.
있도록 만반의 준비를 갖췄던 거죠. 그리고 로크스는 자신이
Now see the
봉인되어
way
있는 동안
Rux needs
계속해서
to keep the stronghold running
요새를
somehow
운영하고 변기를 연구하며
to
실험을
continue his weapons
진행할 제자를
research.
4명
So he recruits for. No, no.
그런 봉인되어 있는 동안 계속
No.
그 자체였기에 어떤 변수의 다양한 환경을 요새 내부에 재현해 놓습니다. 흑정령과
Here we go. With no knowledge of what his battle with the black spirits would entail. Okay, that's what I was wondering about. Knowledge of what his battle with the black spirits would entail. Okay, I'm not caught up in the storyline, so I don't know what that means. I just thought like his battle with the black spirit, and I was thinking about the black spirit that's in, you know, in all of my cutscenes that you guys see, that little black dude with the little teeth and everything, and he's kind of like, you know, the funny little humor guy, but he's really like a guy who like has stolen my soul or something like that, and he's holding it for ransom. You know what I mean? Making me do his bidding. So yeah.
과의 전투는 미지 그 자체였기에 어떤 변수에도 대응할 수 있도록
He was
만반의
determined to be
준비를
prepared for any
갖췄던
given
거죠.
situation.
그리고 로크스는 자신이
Now see the
봉인되어
way
있는
Rux
동안
needs to
계속해서
keep
요새를
stronghold running
운영하고
somehow.
변기를 연구하며 실험을
Okay, to
진행할
continue
제자를
his weapons
4명
research, so he
드립니다.
recruits 4
그런데
apprentices.
문제가 하나
A problem soon
있었습니다.
emerged.
로크스는 평생
Devoting the
공부만
whole life
하느라
to
사람
study,
사이의
Rux fails to understand people and their
감정 교류를 잘
emotions.
몰랐습니다. 그러다 보니까
This soon leads to
4명의
his 4
제자들이 서로 삶을
apprentices getting
얽혀내면서
entangled in each
어떤
other's
일으킬
lives.
감정의
An
화학작용을
emotional obstacle
미처
Rux fails
예상하지
to
못했던
anticipate.
건데요. 로크스의
All
제자들은
of
모두
Rux's apprentices
전쟁과
were
출신으로
orphans,
2명의 소년,
2
2명의
girls and 2
소녀였습니다.
boys.
그들이 일으킨 어떤
Events
사건을
concerning
계기로
these 4
아토락시온은
led
혼란의
to a great
소용돌이를
storm of
맞이하게
chaos
되죠.
that engulfed Atoraxxion.
그리고
Then when
정작
the black
흑정령이
spirits finally
침투했을
invaded,
땐 고대인들이
the
검은
ancient people
별을
rushed to
모두
gather
가져가
all the
버립니다.
black stones that they
그렇게
could,
허무하게 동력을
robbed his power
잃어버린
source
장엄한 최후의
in
요새는 기능을
something.
완전히 상실해 버렸습니다.
Okay,
그 후로
so
오랜
that
세월이 흘러
caused Atoraxxion to lose all of
찬란한
its
꽃을 피워냈던
function.
고대 문명도 지고 새로운 시대가 찾아올 때까지도 고이 잠들어 있게 됩니다.
Okay.
그리고 시간이 흘러서 오래오래
Time
잠들어
passed
있던
away.
이
A woman dressed in a
아토락시온에
white
하얀
robe
로브를 두른
came
여인이
searching for
찾아옵니다.
Atoraxxion.
바로 하얀 마녀
She was a
일레즈라인데요.
white witch
여러분도
Elezra.
알다시피
As many of you already
일찍이
know, I don't,
아토락시온에
but thank you.
찾아왔던 적이
Search for
있습니다.
Atoraxxion once
그리고
before,
그때 그 여파로
causing
여러분이
Sage to rouse
플레이하시는
from slumber.
세이지가 깨어났죠. 그 직후
Okay, so that's how the sage was created. Okay, or you know,
후에
came to be,
호련이
right?
사라졌던 그녀는 그로부터 약 10년이 지난 오늘날 아토락시온을 다시 찾아옵니다. 그리고 여러분에게 충격적인 이야기를 전달할 것입니다. 한편 조만간
Our
업데이트될
adventurers will be given a
사전
quest
의뢰에서
line
여러분은
that
어떤
will explore
사건을
these
추적하던 중에
events,
아토마기아의 심장에 대해 알게
enable you
됩니다.
to learn about the
그리고
heart
여러분은
of
이것을 필요로 하게 될
something.
것입니다. 끝없는 겨울의 산과 관련되어 있거든요.
It's related to the
그리고
mountain of eternal winter, and during your search for the
아토마기의
heart
심장을
of
갖기 위해
Aromegia,
아토락시온을
you will
찾게
discover
되실 겁니다.
Atraxion.
정말
Okay.
오랜만에
And finally come
일레즈라와
face to face
정식으로
with
대면하게
Elezra.
되겠죠. 그리고
Okay.
아토락시온의 첫 번째 지역이 정식 업데이트되고 나면 우리의
The
귀염둥이
adorable
비밀
secret
소단의
weapon of
비밀
the secret guard. I love how he said it, the adorable secret weapon of the secret guard. Yaz.
야즈가 여러분을 급하게
will
찾을
come
것입니다.
urgently looking for
야즈는
you.
그동안 별다른 활약이 없어서 존재감이 좀 옅은 NPC였는데요.
Oh wait, she wasn't that well known as an
이번에는
NPC,
야즈가
but
여러분의
this time
모험을
around she will
주도하게
lead you
됩니다.
through this adventure.
그녀와 함께 이
Together
거대하고
you will
신비한
investigate the
고대
great
요새에
secrets
얽힌
within.
비밀을 파헤치다 보면 마침내 헤일
Oh, that's cool. That was an ancient, right? See that? The ancient covered where the vines have just grown around it. That you can see it right there. That's awesome. That is so cool.
파헤치다 보면 마침내 헤일과 같은 고난과 마주치게 될 것입니다. 아토마기의 심장은
What is the
무엇일까요?
heart of Atoraxxion?
아토락시온에 얽힌 소년
What happened to
소녀들의
little
운명은
boys and
어떻게
girls in
되었던 걸까요?
Atoraxxion?
일레즈라는 어떤 목적으로
That was Elezra's goal
아토락시온을
coming
찾은
to
걸까요?
Atoraxxion.
궁금하시다면
If you
이번에
want to
처음으로
find out,
업데이트되는
try to complete the first epic
에픽 퀘스트
quest.
아토락시온 바하마키아
Atoraxxion Vamalkea.
편을 재미있게 즐겨주세요.
And enjoy yourself. I love it.
감사합니다.
안녕하세요. 검은 사막 총괄 프로듀서
The Black Desert
김도훈입니다.
executive producer Jahi Kim. The new content we are preparing for you is
저희가 이번에
Atoraxxion,
열심히 준비한 아토락시온 새로운 저희
a new
협동형
co-op
던전이고요.
dungeon.
아마 검은 사막의
This will be
새로운
a new
시도를 하는 또
challenge
첫 던전인
we
것
are
같은데
undertaking in Black
재밌게
Desert.
즐겨주시고
We hope you
그리고
really enjoy
지난번에
it. I
코멘터리
also heard that we
영상에서
didn't give out
쿠폰을
any
안 드렸다는
coupons
얘기를
during our
듣고
last
제가
video,
급히
so I came
찾아왔는데
rushing
생각을
over
기울여서 만든 쿠폰,
with okay.
네,
This
여러분들께
is
드리려고
all this is all
왔습니다.
old
쿠폰 잘 받으시고
because
아토락시온도
you know
재밌게
this
즐겨주시기
was
바랍니다.
from me.
감사합니다.
Well, all right, man. Okay, I mean, all I can say is that I look forward to this content. Again, I'm not going to say too little too late because it's not. How long has this game been out? Since 2014, around then. I mean, it's been out longer than that in Korea, right? But in the US, I don't remember when it came out here. But I don't know if it came out in 2014 in Korea or if it came out in 2014 here in the US. I don't know exactly. But the date of 2014 has been thrown around there a lot. I just think that I mean, I'm excited. I'm really excited with the prospects of this. I'm a big PVE fan. That's one thing that's been missing from Black Desert Online. Is a big reason why I stopped playing was because, you know, after you level up your characters, after you know, got them geared for the most part, and you know, you can only grind so much, and you know, you got your whole you know, worker, you got your whole worker kingdom going on. I mean, after that, if that's really what you're interested in, and you're not really necessarily interested in, you know, the you know, raising of horses and then the PvP and all this other stuff that's in the game, tons of other stuff that's in the game, mind you. Okay, a lot of other stuff that's in your game, but if it doesn't really strike your fancy, there's nothing really left for you to do, because the game is really missing that PvE competitive content that you can go and experience as a group with your friends, and go through the entire game. Like I said, I really wish that they would have delayed this much longer, probably at least another year, maybe not gone so huge on the first dungeon and made like a bunch of dungeons, you know, throughout different stages of the game. Or not necessarily different stages of the game, but yes, different stages of the game, but starting at, like, let's say level 50 or level 52, probably the first dungeon. Okay, something like that. Because it does slow down a little bit around there, 52, 53. It starts slowing down the experience. It's not as quickly as you know, 20, 30, 40s and stuff like that. It does slow down a little bit. So there is that time to do that kind of content there. So I really wish they would have done that, but all in all, I'm pretty excited.